Ladies and gentlemen, we are back from the halftime break, one apiece. Canada, they claimed Blizzard World, and UK, they struck first, claiming Busan, our control map. But of course, United Kingdom, having lost Blizzard World, did have a chance to pick our assault map.
Yeah, and that also means that we don't have this kind of situation where in order to win, you have to get a reverse sweep. At this point, it could be either of the team's victory. So right now, we do have Canada who are going to be starting off on the defense, looking right now as if they're going to be going for something a little bit more standard with this Winston Goats composition.
And Winston's super important because you can move between these planes of verticality super easy by using the jump pack, which isn't on too long a cooldown. It means that if United Kingdom got a bit of a fast-moving dive composition, it'll be very easy for Canada to relocate their tank line to defend more squishy heroes.
Yeah, something very interesting I find about this composition, though, is the fact that they don't have the double flex support, which you quite commonly see on Volskaya, because you can set both the Anna and the Zenyatta up in the back left-hand high ground, and they can have a good line of sight onto everything going on in the fight. But it is looking like they are going to stick with, as I said, this kind of standard composition. You'll have the Lucio able to provide the AoE healing, speed them around, provide the sound barrier, no Anna to be seen.
Yeah, the question here is, will Banny on the Lucio really attract as much value as he would have, like you said, with two flex supports? Because the Anna has a really good sightline, can maintain a Winston or a Diva for a long time with that long-range bardic rifle healing. So we'll have to see if Banny will be able to get as much value from that speed boost.
Yeah, it's looking like the United Kingdom are going to be coming on a composition that they are more known for. Kib there on the Wrecking Ball. He'll be able to pile drive in, use that archway as his momentum provider, let's say, and maybe go down onto the back line.
Well, the Dotes have struck, the pile drivers come in, and Banny already taken down, and now so many members of Canada looking low, lacking in healing, like we said before. Sureforce falling low as well, will be taken out by Mikey A, and, well, Crimzo is going to try his best. He's throwing an orb after orb, but he's got to reload. Now he finds himself in the middle of four members of the United Kingdom, quickly taken down, and the first point quickly captured.
Yeah, it's looking like the UK are going to take that in next to no time at all. And we did see there kind of what ends up happening when you don't run this double flex support. The Canada was set up quite far forward. Usually you would have the supports at the back, and therefore the attacking team would often go straight for the back line. But instead, because everybody was all bunched up together at the front, they just had easy access to everyone, especially being able to use that pile driver that affects an area of effect. And it also meant that we saw Crimzo playing quite aggressively. But it looks like Canada are going to be staying on their composition.
Going to be trying to deal with the dive, but Crimzo's already down. That's a lot of power lacking. Everyone's going in after Boomboxes received for repair pack, though. There's a lot of support. And Canada, they're just dropping like flies. They thought we could dive in and make this work. Mangachu's in the back with a rally, but not getting much done at all. XQC going to try heal himself up with a spawn, but going back to the point, Canada, they're having trouble getting on here already. Two ticks have gone over to the United Kingdom. They're piling on with the sand barrier. Everyone's got that additional overshield. Smex, at a moment's notice, can throw this self-destruct up into the air and deny the entirety of the point from Canada. Fusions goes down. It's a little bit late on that Transcendence coming through from Boombox, and now it's going to have to be Kib's job to try and deliver the DPS. The pile driver's there, but so is the hack. XQC finally going to go down. Smex, using the self-destruct, will get rid of the enemy mech, and now Crimso's just going to have to try and be the main DPS here. But he's taking so much damage, and Mangachu's taking that as well. Sureforce going to try and engage the EMP. United Kingdom have their lights turned out, and Banny's going to be the one to claim Fusions for tank line. Now falling apart, and XQC from the side will smush Crews down. In the end, Canada with a clutch plays coming out of Sureforce, and Crimzo do manage to hold here on Volskaya.
One thing I noticed, especially at the beginning of that fight, was the United Kingdom were building their ultimates a lot faster than Canada were, and that's perhaps why we saw Sureforce switch onto this Sombra, because as soon as he did, he started gaining ult charge very quickly. But when the UK ended up losing that fight, it kind of made me think maybe they should have backed out a bit sooner, come in when they had these ultimates available to them to make a much better engage. But they're back again for their second try with 5 minutes on the clock.
One Ryan versus another. Banny's already laid down the sandbar. That's going to give a lot of space for Canada to engage. But the other shields have ticked down. Fusion's going to be backing off, letting his shield heal up. XQC needs to do the same. He's going to have to use the Transcendence now to stay healed up, but he's charged into the back. He's going to be revealed. He's going to be turned upon by the United Kingdom. He tries to lay down the hammer, but no one's going to get caught there. Nothing to be gained from that ultimate. Stunned up and taken out. And now Fusions moves forward. He's got his eyes onto Sureforce. He's deciding not yet to hack. Instead, he's going to concentrate on building up that EMP. He needs to do the same clutch maneuver once again. He's got it ready to go. Kib will have his shield stripped away should he be hit, as will Boombox, but it looks like for now they have managed to find Sureforce. No one's on the point, and United Kingdom will take their first run through of Volskaya Industries.
Crimzo there we saw switch onto the Moira at the end, which I found kind of interesting because once XQC was taken out, he has this spawn advantage. He could come back kind of quickly, and it looked like the UK, they were getting closer and closer to taking their point. And we saw a number of the heroes, such as Shaw was still on the Sombra, going for fusions, trying to lay down the damage, wanting to take down the United Kingdom's main tank. But they didn't have the Discord orb available to them because Crimzo had died, came back, switched to the Moira, which wasn't going to make that situation any better. And sure, Moira provides a lot more of a healing output. But personally, I have to question that decision. I think coming out with the Discord orb would have been more useful and given Canada more of an opportunity to perhaps bring the United Kingdom down. But speaking of the UK, now they're on their defense. Canada have got to try and beat their time bank of 4 minutes and 38 seconds as they come out on their attack now. The UK going for the double sniper rather than the kind of GOATS composition, which isn't too uncommon regarding these players.
But the theme, like you said, from Canada's defense there seems to have been poor decision making by their support. Banny used the sound barrier the second United Kingdom engaged in their second attack, and they hadn't really committed that much yet, so they could just speed boost out, disengage, and Canada couldn't really levy that health advantage that they currently had, and it meant that XQC was pressured to try and move forward and get some value out of that sound barrier. In doing so, he made for a wrong charge, got rounded upon by all members of the United Kingdom once he was isolated, and then fusions could really cut him off from everyone else. He quickly went down, and then the shield isn't there. That means you can do as much as you want with your D.Va, with your Xayah, when there's no shield in the way.
Yeah, we're very much going to have to be looking out for the support play, especially now we have Cruz on the Mercy who'll be able to float about between a number of the members of Team United Kingdom, and Boombox, who should be at the back with those bionades, with his rifle ready to go.
Kib going to be laying down some suppressive fire already. Does have a storm arrow to break XQC's shield. It's going to mean that XQC isn't going to be feeling too safe moving through here. Down goes that storm arrow. No, it's not going to be able to eat that one. He is actually running low on health. He'll have to get out of there. Not quite in time though. Does lose his mech. An attempt to engage here from Shawfall. Won't be getting too much though. Just feeding over a little bit of ult charge, using that adaptive shield to stay alive. But Vanny is going to escort him out. Crimzo not quite so lucky, not quite so fast. No, it's finally going to get taken out in that baby D.Va form. And now, United Kingdom, they're going to have to pick new angles so that they aren't really revealing their previous angles to Canada once again. Going to be a little bit more surprising, trying to catch Canada off guard.
It's interesting, we're seeing some changes up from Canada right now. Shawfall switching onto the Widowmaker, Crimzo onto Ana. This means that they can stay behind that choke point, maybe be a bit more methodical, which I found kind of interesting because the original composition they came out on was quite aggressive, and yet they were hanging around in that choke point. So perhaps this will suit them a little bit more for what they want to go with in this fight.
Yeah, they're certainly taking their time, and already 2 of United Kingdom's defenders have been taken down, but a risky res from Cruz will bring back fusions. Under pressure now, though. XQC trying to chase him down. It's going to be a quick hop away, and not quite the jump that he wanted either, and Fusion's once again taken down. No resurrection available this time, and all of United Kingdom, they've been put in a box, and Shawfall's got the packing tape. He's ready to seal it on up. He's going up against Cruz 1v1, going to be the melee to take him down, but 2 supports tallied in Shawfall's kills. He's going to be pretty happy with that, and I'm pretty sure, Drew, this one's lost for United Kingdom.
It very much looked like XQC maybe wasn't going to get what he wanted when he went after the supports there, but actually Canada utilized the fact that Fusions went to peel for his supports really well, allowed Shawfall to get in those shots and take down the members that they needed in order to give themselves the advantage in the fight. So doesn't look like Canada are going to be changing anything up, but the UK have now got Kib on Genji.
He's going to be able to dive into that backline and maybe try and make a precision strike should it be available. Mikey does actually have those infrasites active, which have just run out, so Canada was smart there. They didn't decide to engage, and Kib's got to get out of here. It feels like Shuffle just used his infrasites, going to know exactly where that is. Not caught with a bardic grenade this time, luckily. Just going to get a little bit of extra healing himself from a friendly one. And XQC's trying to make an engagement work, but without Crimzo, it's a pipe dream, Jit. It's a pipe dream.
As a fan of Fusion's use of his shield there,
this
because
is not good for Cruz.
Rip. It allowed Kib to come and be aggressive while Canada were trying to make their engagement. Shawfall off at the side, trying to flank a little bit, get some shots, but using that shield that Fusion's put down meant that Kib could come forward. But now, Boombox, he's come on to the Zenyatta, and Cruz onto Lucio. I'm forgetting everybody's names today.
We're having a couple of rotations.
Oh, no, okay, he's changed back to Ana, which is kind of strange because he had quite a lot of ult charge left. He had his nano.
Gave it up. Now Crimso's going to have the advantage in that. Shuffle's already down thanks to a reflect from Kib. Some great timing there as well as great aim. SQC is going to get the nano boost. He's got his eyes on Boombox once again. Cruz has got a boot, but he's not going to be more than the leaps that XQC can deliver. Boombox is going to go down. Cruz is going to find himself himself in the corner. He's going to be checking for snacks in those vending machines. But my mate, you are the snack for the gorilla, not the dietary requirements of that particular primate, I can assure you. But Kib's about to feed you something a little bit more dangerous. The 1,000-folded Nippon Steel ready to come out at a moment's notice, but he's going to have to get out of it. 106 HP. It's going to be the pressure coming through from XQC. 2 ticks already for Canada. It's do or die now for Kib. He's got his eyes on Mangachu, and we've got our eyes on the point, but Boombox is already down. In comes the blade. He hasn't really managed to slice through anyone yet, and he's so low. Getting a little bit of feeling coming through from Cruz. They got to stay on the point, otherwise it's going to be ticked over here for Canada. No ults coming up for either side now. Mikey A is trying to make it work on the point, but Smex is about to run out of health. He's going to have to come back from respawn. Boombox trying to make XQC go down, and Mangachu's done the same. This could be what United Kingdom need. They're getting their clutch picks right here. Crimzo, he's been hacked up, but no way to follow through on that. Boombox trying to dodge away, but he's straight in. Sure foresights right now. Smek's going to be there with the defense matrix defending his wayward healer, and now they've got to focus on on the point. Will they be able to stay on here versus the self-destruct? Kib's there on the emergency tracer. The pulse pistol's going to be great for taking down those tanks. Here comes the sound barrier. Will save Smex just in time. There's a potential here for a counter-attack, but so many members of Canada have returned, and Banny's up in the sky with that Valkyrie. Down comes the self-destruct. No one going to be claimed right here. It's another primal raging Nano Winston from XQC. Surefour also under pressure as Fusion's in the back, but there's the sleep. That isn't some humane treatment of a gorilla. Kib's got 2. This could be what is needed for Canada, but they keep on coming. They're so close to capping here, but Kib's got a 30. He managed to get the pulse bomb onto Crimzo, and that's going to be exactly what the United Kingdom needed. It was a scrappy fight. It was a hard fight, but it was finally won.
The operative word you used there was scrappy, which is exactly what I was going to say. When the United Kingdom made those swaps at the beginning of the fight, switched onto the Zen, back to the Ana, lost their Nano in the process. That meant that after XQC became Nanoed himself, they didn't have the Nano Blade available to them. They couldn't follow up on anything and became very messy. So they managed to claw their way back, and the important thing here is that they've drawn Canada to having about half their own time bank.
That they did. Mikey they used that EMP to engage, and quickly Canada fell apart. Just like they're going to be trying to stagger out note here. Crims obviously was the first one to go down. 150 of his shield stripped away by that EMP, and was summarily executed by the Fire Striker fusions.
We now have 2 Zaryas on the board, so this is going to be a race for the Gravitons and seeing which diva could be able to eat them, because that's going to become really important, as neither side really have a massive advantage in terms of their ultimates right now. Note does have the self-destruct ready to go, but other than that, that's about it. So really we're going to be watching out for these Zaryas in these next few fights.
XQC is going to have to be changing up his playstyle as well. No longer has that long range support from Crimzo to keep him alive like he did before, especially with those nanos. Incredibly valuable for the monkey to be able to have that. Fusion is caught out on his own. He's going to get stunned up. We'll get a projected barrier, and Cruz is going to try and answer this. He's got the sound barrier. We'll push Node away. We'll get that self-destruct out of harm's way. But Kib, what are you doing, my son? That's not where you're supposed to be. You could have ducked away. That was a stupid mistake from the young Kib, but potentially United Kingdom can bring this back. XQC is down, and main tank lost for Canada could mean that this is a rather toothless approach. Mangachu going to be a victim of Mikey A, who's now claimed 2 and is rather close to that Graviton surge. He's overtaken Surefour by about 20% now.
This is proper sweaty palms territory now for Canada. They looked like they were going to be doing so well as they came onto point B, and now they just have over a minute left. This could be the last engage they have. Surefour is nowhere near as close to his Graviton as Mikey A is. The United Kingdom been playing very well together. Mikey A providing those wonderful bubbles for Fusion to allow him to be more aggressive. So Canada, this is pretty much their last chance.
Mikey A, of course, could have that Graviton eaten or answered by the Transcendence. He is going to catch a Note in it, but only Note. Where is everyone else? There is Crimzo using the Transcendence, and Note's going to be able to escape from that self-destruct, so no casualties thus far. But Mangachu fell elsewhere. Fusion took him down. The Earth Shadow hits the floor, but none of Canada do. They're going to be taken out elsewhere. Cruz proving himself to be the Alpha Lucia right here. With only 30 seconds remaining, Canada, they're still floundering. They're still grasping for that last tick. And United Kingdom stand on that edge of going up 2-1 here in this bronze medal match.
See, this would be where we would oftentimes see a team try and switch onto certain heroes that can reach the point quickly. But with Surefour now having just got his Graviton, this is going to be a big thing to consider. And they've just got 10 seconds left.
Smex can potentially catch out Surefour here. He doesn't have a main win condition of Canada, but he's under a huge amount of pressure. Will take that projected barrier, and Surefour's going to go straight on forward. 3 people caught within. There's a double support ultimate from United Kingdom. Maybe a miscommunication. They didn't want to risk anything. Note now has free range should he wish to throw up that self-destruct. There's going to be nothing to defend the members of the United Kingdom, but we are into overtime. Canada can no longer win this map. They can only draw it. They're going to be trying to get that draw at least, though. They don't want to lose it here. Smex is under huge pressure. Has to use the self-destruct to get that mech back, but he can't get on the point in time. And Canada will finally get the completion they were looking for.
Finally. But one thing we saw so much in that game was so many hero swaps. You don't frequently, obviously you see teams making their swaps to try and give themselves the advantage, work well with what they can see their opposition doing. But we saw so many. It seemed that at a number of points in this game so far, no one's really known exactly what the right idea is. We've seen, as we said in the first round, maybe not the best choices for supports. Canada didn't necessarily make the best decision there. And then the United Kingdom making their switches with supports after that. It seems like so far it hasn't been the cleanest situation. And this is the chance where they're going to have to be as clean as possible if they want to take this. Otherwise, it's going to end up being a draw. And that's not what the United Kingdom want.
Yeah, both these teams, evidently their backroom staff picked a number of players with huge hero pools, so there was the chance to go onto all of these different combinations should they be required. Like, can bring Mangachu out, as you can see, on the Hanzo or the Brigida, or even his well-known Farah, like we saw earlier on Busan. So, evidently, you don't really know exactly what to expect when you're coming out of the gate, but Canada, they're playing for keeps here. They need to get the draw. That's the only possible way for Canada to not be able to lose this map, but United Kingdom do have 4 minutes and 40 seconds to only claim a tick.
The interesting thing here is Canada are kind of taking a leaf out of the UK's book and going for the, well, in fact, triple sniper, but with XQC on the Orisa instead of on a more mobile tank, which will be able to peel some members of his team, which will all be placed on different parts of the map. It's going to be interesting because if the Orisa gets taken down quickly, it's not going to take long for the UK to take the point.
Well, speaking of taking down quickly, Kip's going to throw himself into the ground and try and knock up Mangachu, but Manny, he's going to be the one who falls first. XQC is now going to be under huge pressure. Fusion's managed to find Mangachu as well. Both of the cooldowns from XQC have been used, as has the Holt. He's not going to survive long. There's the stun, there's the pile on, and United Kingdom almost already have the entire tick, and there it is. 2-1 up in the bronze medal match. They are going to be on match point as we move into Escort.
Yeah, that was maybe not so great for Canada, and I'd imagine they're a little bit frustrated with themselves, knowing that they could have played better. We've seen better from them in the past, but it was just an exceptionally scrappy fight that the UK ended up getting the upper hand on.
Precision dives are the name of the game for United Kingdom.
Yeah, and if you want to dive, you have to use a diving tank, XQC.
Who'd have thunk it?